Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Smokin.
That's right. It is Kneecap Biting with Smokin' Jeremy B. I got my guest tonight, and for the first time in a long time, we got Brendan Killa Cook. We got Big Dan Davis, DC 8091, and Hakuna Hanukkah Harry. Easy for me to say tonight, and I'm not even drinking. Jesus Christ. Detroit Dom. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Awesome. And fuck you, James, for teasing me about conies already. God
yeah,
damn,
I gotta go there.
Loose coney. Oh my God, I love a loose coney with onions and chili and mustard. Oh man.
Will Vogel pops in and says, "Hi, Jeremy and everyone." James Burgess says, "Gentlemen, proper coney dogs are not just delicious; they're also a fashion statement. The shirt I'm wearing is proof."
Fuck yeah. God damn it.
And James Burgess says, "Hey, yo, all."
JB,
and Marcus Leonard says, "Hey, good to see everybody in." Okay.
Coney dogs, like I'll take a coney taco over a coney dog.
JB had some of the Fox moonshine. That's why you can't read your name, Dom.
Nah, I don't know why I was thinking of Hakuna Matata. That's what it was. And James Burgess says, "LOL, LOL. Sorry, DC. Suffice to say, my dinner was good." That being said, I got to get into my clipboard here and bring up my trusty dusty stuff.
Good for you, sir.
How about Baker Mayfield?
Man, that was insane.
Yeah, that prick.
Yeah.
Why do you have to pick that game to look good for a quarter?
The aggregate record in the last X number of years with a lead that large in the fourth quarter, it's like 4 and 200 and something. The Raiders can be attributed for 2 of those wins. Well, losses for them.
Wait. Let's go one further with that. The Raiders and the Ravens. The Raiders have lost 4 double-digit leads now in the fourth quarter, and the Ravens have lost 5. Suffice to say, they are the worst fourth quarter defenses in the league. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, I would be shocked if Josh McDaniels has his job at the end of the season or after.
And Michael Huck did say stupid taunting on the Raiders. Yes, it was, because that cost them the game. That taunting penalty.
Yeah.
The last 7-8 years, I think the Cowboys might have the most this year, but the last 7-8 years total, the Raiders have the most penalties in the NFL.
Raiders and Lions and Dallas is usually the order it goes. This year, not so much.
We have one this week?
We had 1 last week. We had 3 against the Bills. We had 5 against the team before that. We had 4 against the team before that, and 1 the team before that.
Which is about a quarter of what we had before then.
That's a quarter of what. That's a quarter of what we had in both Packer games combined last year.
How about the Lions favored, coming out as favorites, and now moving from 1 to 2.5 against the second best team record-wise in the NFC? How about also if we do squeak into the playoffs, we would get either Philly or Minnesota?
Be interesting, say the least.
And James Burgess echoes our statement. Holy crap, that game put me to sleep. I woke up just in time to watch that Joker gank our draft position for no good reason. And yes, the taunting was a game killer. Hey, but you know what that did do? It put somebody out of playoff contention in our division. Bye-bye, Chicago.
My brother screaming about.
I've purposely not watched several Thursday games this year.
I've watched like 4.
And so bad.
And the 4 actually had touchdowns scored. I watched 1 and I said I can't watch any more of these toilet bowl games. But anyways, The Lions are sold out and are releasing another batch of standing room tickets, which means there's going to be somewhere between 67 and 70,000 fans at Ford Field on Sunday. That being said, Minnesota is number 1 in false start penalties this year and 4th in delay of game penalties. I expect that to go up this week.
Hell yeah, it
remember
will.
that game against? I mean, it was a long time ago, probably more than 10 years. That game against Minnesota when there was more total yards and penalties between us and them than offense.
I vaguely remember.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Oh, that killed Chi-Town mathematically? Okay, I'll pay the price for good news.
It was definitely when Minnesota still had Xavier Rhodes, because he was personally responsible for like 70 yards in penalties.
And what do you think about what I just said there, Big Dan?
I think it's awesome, and I think Ford Field's going to be booming to the point where you said it's going to double as far as delay a game and false starts. I think it can be higher than that. I think it might triple.
DC?
Oh, hell yeah. I would say if anyone has an air horn, bring it. If they have a whistle, bring it. And make as much fucking noise as you can on that goddamn field.
Killa?
I better be able to hear y'all from Kansas. Make it loud for me.
You might feel it in Kansas. Especially if JMO makes a touchdown.
I sure hope so, man.
I think it may register on the Richter scale at U of M.
Hell yeah.
Hey, when Houston got his first sack at home on Josh Allen, it registered on the Richter scale. It was only a 0.2, but the explosion of sound from Ford Field registered at U of M.
Now imagine had we won that game.
How loud would that have been? What do you think
quite
about
a few
that?
friends that are Bills fans, and they all reached out to me within 2 minutes of the game ending, and they were like, "Great game, you guys are tough."
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that's not even going to be our hardest challenge. It's either going to be, or it's going to be the Bills or the Jets defense, in my opinion.
The Jets defense in New York is going to be tough. They have a good home record, and Mike White's playing 10 times better than Zach Wilson.
No, KB, what I meant is the Vikings aren't even going to be our hardest challenge.
Yep. Damn right.
There we go. Michael Huck says this is the way it rubs. JMO scores the winning touchdown against a team that allowed us to trade up for him.
Hell yeah.
Plus 10 to Michael Huck.
That's the game breaker. If JMO is responsible for 6 points, we win.
Yeah.
Yeah, their secondary is depleted with injury, so there's no reason why you can't get in.
Not only that, this week marks the return of Romeo Okwara. What effect do you think he has on the game, Big Dan?
I think he's going to be limited, but I think he does well on his limited snaps. I think he gets in there, gets a tackle for a loss, maybe a sack.
DC?
Well, first I would say, James, I hope you had a Verner's with those conies, because if you're a displaced Detroiter, Verner's and conies is more valuable than strippers and coke. It's that good. If you're not hearing, you miss it. But other than that, yeah, Romeo, I hope he has piss in his vinegar and he's out there and he wakes up in the morning saying, I'm going to kill everyone I see. If he does that, he'll be fine.
Okay, I think he's going to be in a limited fashion more than likely because it's his first game back after a year and almost a half off. So I'm thinking 10 to 15 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every one of those snaps, he better come off with being a bat out of hell because he finally gets to play.
Hey, and welcome in.
Smokin' Dad.
No, Coach Darcy, the real Dale Maville. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Darcy?
My dad says, "What's up, guys? Does everyone know that Will Smith paid for Apple TV for the next 3 months for everybody?"
Nice.
Even me? Shit.
Whoever wants to sign up.
Well, I want to sign up.
And the Vikings haven't seen Houston, so that could be a problem.
About Romeo, I honestly think he's going to be extremely rusty. He hasn't played in a while. I mean,
Right.
I
That's
think
why I said I think it's 10 to 15 snap stops.
I think the snaps need to go to Houston.
I mean, are we calling Houston specifically a pass rusher, or we haven't seen him play enough to see what he can do other than that? Even if he's just a pass rush specialist, based on where we got him.
Excellent value. Darcy, I haven't heard you yet. How are you doing?
Oh, just living the COVID dream. How about you guys?
Oh, same.
Are you guys not fired up today? So I was listening to 97.1 The Ticket today, and it was just amazing. And this caller called in, and he says, do you know, I put $10 down on Dan Campbell for winning Coach of the Year, and it was 200 to 1. So his $10 would have made him $200 for him. That's an easy bet, right? All of a sudden, did you guys listen today on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
No, 200 to 1.
FanDuel cut it down to 50 to 1. Cut it down, and they it was crazy. It was a crazy show today. It was like awesome. I loved it.
I also was listening tonight to 97.1 because I came to visit my daughter and her fiance, my future son-in-law, and it was there was an 11-year-old kid. And he goes, well, who do you think the best player on the team is? He goes, hands down, statistically, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. Every game he's healthy, he gets 10-plus catches, 100-plus yards, and at least a touchdown. If he isn't the best player on the team, I'll kiss your butt, is what he said to the talk show host. And it was funny because... But with what's on the line this week, this is the version of the Lions Super Bowl in the season. Because if they lose, they'll end up mathematically eliminated from playoffs. And Minnesota clinches the division, which gives them a playoff spot automatically.
Mm-hmm. And we're not anywhere near bad enough to see the coach or the GM get fired, because typically that's our Super Bowl.
Right.
So wait, who have we got 5 games left? Minnesota, Jets,
Carolina, Chicago, and Green Bay. And all of them are really winnable games, technically. They're winnable. Yep. They're not guaranteed wins, but they're winnable games. Are they not?
They are.
No, every game's
What's
winnable.
the worst one of those teams? Are we saying Carolina or Chicago?
Chicago.
It's Chicago defensively. Carolina's defense has held some good teams to low points.
So Chicago, we lose.
No.
We're not beating Minnesota and Chicago.
My dream is coming true.
We're not running the table.
No, my dream is coming true. We are going to, you know who we're going to lose to? Because it may mean whether or not they get a playoff spot.
Jets.
See, I want to stop you right there, Jeremy. This guy predicted Eric in last year's draft, and the year before, he only had 3 wrong. So please do not do this to me, Jeremy. It hurts me.
I know.
We're right
you know what? You know. Right, we're right where we should be right now.
We talked about it before.
We're gonna end. We're gonna end at 9 wins, and the reason why is we're playing in that place we hate the last week of the season.
Yep. But if it doesn't matter for them,
it will matter. It'll be whether
that's the one we lose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it will matter for them.
Unless it doesn't matter for either one of us, then we
It comes down to the Green Bay game, the last game on what is it? A week after New Year's Eve,
January 7th. Yes. And it may get that if there's anything on the line for either team, it'll be flexed to a night game. Watch.
And we'll lose.
Yeah, I believe that. We should be flexed this weekend, really. What's Monday night? You got the Patriots and who?
That'd be
Arizona.
well, it's okay. We're gonna beat Kirk Cousins at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of what's on the line, this is the equivalent of a playoff game for them.
Fuck yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, and what happens? What does Kirk Cousins do in primetime and playoff games?
You come on the show and talk football. Yep.
He folds like a cheap folding chair.
And this could be
It's a live show going
like
on.
it's not a make or break, but this is huge for Dan Campbell.
We have a guest, courtesy of Coach Darcy. Who do we have coming on here, young man? What's your name?
What's going on, fellas? This is Big Joe coming in live.
Awesome.
What's up, Joe?
Chilling. How are you doing?
Judd, got you.
Good.
Okay, Big Judd. What do you think of the Lions so far this season?
You know what, man? I think that they're doing a lot better than I expected them to.
I think they're right where I expect them to be, but because I just looked at the talent that we had compared to last year, and it was twice as good, and it's looking just like that in the record as well as on the paper, because we have 5 wins and we only got 3.5 last year.
And we're getting healthier.
Yep.
Exactly.
And look what happened for the first time all year when we had both our running backs and our wide receivers 1 through 4.
So other than Evan Brown, and who else was already considered out? Was it Derek Barnes?
Derek Barnes and that backup guard, Coyote, whatever the hell his last name is.
And Asawika. Yeah.
Cool. That's fine.
Those are the guys that are out. Everybody else is questionable. The only one that concerns me, because it has to do with the illness, if he's still showing signs of the flu, if Jeff Okudah doesn't play, because the last time we played Minnesota, Jeff Okudah held Justin Jefferson, who by far, to me, is the most talented wide receiver in the league right now.
He's the best.
We held him to 3 with Jeff Okudah. We held him to 3 catches for 14 yards and 0 touchdowns, which is amazing.
Play, we lose.
I think Jeff Okudah is going to play regardless.
I think the only guy that possibly could, out of what's left, cover him is the same one that covered Devontae Adams and gave him a bad game in the Green Bay Packers game, and that was Jerry Jacobs. That was the game he hurt his ACL.
I don't think Jacobs can guard Jefferson.
If
saying that
doesn't play, we lose.
You're off. Yeah,
no.
Some in here, Coach.
Okudah is. Let me rephrase that. Okudah is not out. He's questionable.
Real deal's back.
Okay, so let me get caught up on the comments here. First up, JMO goes off on Minnie, and that will sting hard. Maybe a toss to touchdown to Brock to just rub it in. Fago, rock and rye, actually. But yeah, Verner's cost a mint in Canada. Upscale bar thing.
Verner's is about like $3.99 for damn. We use liters here, and yeah.
That's about $3.98 too much because Verner's is disgusting.
He says, "Wait, the same Will Smith that went."
Verner's is nectar of the gods. I'd rather drink Verner's than most alcohol just because it tastes better. And I love
that. What about Canada Dry?
Canada Dry.
Don't like it. It's too bitter for me.
I mean, fuck that.
Let's shit on the Canadians.
And James, let me get caught up on the comments here real quick. Wait, the same Will Smith that went Jerry Springer on Chris Rock, and my dad says yes, well, that Will Smith, James. And James Burgess also says so far. Houston is a specialist only, and yep, exactly, Hanukkah. A 6th round good pass rushing specialist is great value.
I really want to see Houston versus the run. That's the biggest question I have.
Well, I think there's a reason why they've been doing that, because he's undersized, and a lot of these running backs that we've been gone up against are bigger, and they don't want to see him get his confidence destroyed. So that's why they're using him as a pass rush specialist, and I agree with it.
I get that, but he's never struggled against the run, from what I've seen.
I know. That's college versus NFL. There's a big difference there.
There's a huge difference.
But how many snaps has he had, Jeremy? I think he only had 12 snaps, and he's got 3 snacks.
He got 3
17
sacks, 5 QB hits, 6 pressures, and 17 snaps.
So he asked me a question, and I'm trying to answer it.
Sorry.
17 snaps, 3 sacks, 6 pressures, 2 QB hits, and a tackle for loss, right?
Yep.
Wasn't a wide receiver screen? He got some. Yeah, that's amazing.
He's got more than 2 QB hits. He's got 4 or 5 of them.
No, it was 2 QB hits is what I've seen. He didn't get any QB hits alone on Josh Allen. They were sacks. Sacks are not considered QB hits.
That's fair.
He's done well.
Yeah, he's done very well for the limited amount of snaps he's been in. And my dad says, I watched the Rams last night. Mayfield was crazy good. I think it was better than Brady's game Sunday night simply because he was only with the team for less than 48 hours. It's more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that.
If Derek Barnes is out, who steps in for him?
Can I say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree?
Jared Davis.
You can. So you're saying this is a meaningful game in December? That's awesome. Every game is meaningful for the Lions here on out, actually.
How did we do last December?
At the beginning of the season.
Do last December?
We went 3-1 in December.
Yep.
And Lion King says, Okudah out? No, he's not out. He's just questionable.
No, they had an illness run through.
Yeah, it's that flu thing that hit the Bills when they were here. It kind of lingered around. It's going through everybody. Because that's why they had a couple out on defense against us, which it was nobody of major consequence. It was more their backup players that was out than starters. That's why their defense did a decent job against us. But we actually played them very well despite having most of their starters. Mm-hmm. The one that killed us was Ed Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if we could have drafted him before TJ or instead of
TJ. Yeah. I know. I wanted Ed Oliver bad.
Me too.
Jeremy, thank you for having me on the show. It's 10 o'clock almost.
I'll have you on anytime. Yep. It's almost 10. Right. You have a blessed evening, and I'm looking forward to Sunday. Hey, go ahead and plug it, Darcy. Who do we got on this Sunday on our Detroit Lions News podcast? It'll be airing on this channel.
Detroit Lions News show. We have Smokin, Jeremy B. We have myself. We have Will. Rock. With you know this guy. Do you know this guy? Who's the best safety in Detroit Lions history? Who do you know?
Oh, it's Glover
Quinn. Blades?
Glover Quinn.
Glover Quinn.
Benny Blades.
Glover Quinn.
Lewis Delmas.
Quinn. We also have Mark Schmidt, and we also have all the podcasters. Stay tuned.
And not only that, we have Stefan Logan too.
Oh yeah. See, I forgot it. See, this is why he's my co-host, because he reads all the comments and runs everything. I'm just a slappy.
Yay. Coach Darcy, we love you. Have a great night, and stay well. Prayers up that your wife keeps up the good fight.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
She's doing good. No, she's doing good. She feisty.
And Michael Huck asked me, who's home, Jeremy? We are. And James Burgess told him, Nighters. They just walked in the front door. William White was really good. Benny Blades is the best safety, but the best safety that we've had since Benny Blades left was Glover Quinn overall. Next would be Lewis Delmas, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And William White, rest in peace.
Amen. That being said, so if Okudah is out, I still think the only guy that could possibly even think of covering him out of what we got left is Jerry Jacobs, or they move Iffy back this corner. That's about it. I don't see anybody else that he would have a shot.
Or just blanket on Jefferson.
We shut down Stephon Diggs without
Okudah.
His whole career in Minnesota
he ain't that much better than Stephon Diggs. I mean,
Justin Jefferson is a lot better than Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, but with Kirk Cousins throwing to him,
I'm saying if if you had Stephon Diggs still with Minnesota and Justin Jefferson with Josh Allen, guess what? The QBR for Josh Allen wouldn't just be 106. It would be probably closer to 158.3 with Justin Jefferson. He's a better route runner. He has more speed. He's taller and leaps more.
Yep.
Diggs is still really
good. A better quarterback than Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
and statistically, Killer Cook, I hate to burst your bubble with this one, but guess what QB in the North has better stats than all the other QBs right now?
The Jared Goff.
I'm not answering.
The Jared Goff. He has 300 more passing yards than Kirk Cousins, and he had 3 games where he didn't even have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Shark, or Reynolds.
And got shut out one game.
You keep talking like
he still did that.
Man.
He has 5 more touchdowns than Kirk Cousins and 5 less interceptions.
And
he's better.
Oh, he's better
than Kirk Cousins.
Oh, no doubt about it.
But right now, statistically, in the NFC North, it's Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers. Statistically, Aaron Rodgers is the worst QB in the NFC North right now.
I love watching the Packers just absolutely fall the fuck apart.
Same.
Oh, fuck the Hackers. They've always been a piece of shit team.
Man, what's the injury status on Rodgers and that broken thumb? Is he going to play this week, or anyone notice?
He wants to play.
Almost. Look at that thumb and look at that thumb. You can't really tell. I smashed the shit out of my thumb with a hammer.
He's
just sick, Lion King. It's just sick. It's not an injury. It's just he's sick. And instead of getting the whole team sick, they've told him just stay home.
Oh no!
How long has he been sick?
3 days.
Yeah,
he'll be fine. Okudah is a warrior.
All right. True. It's superfan Bo Gagrius. Sup, fellas? How you doing, Bo?
Sup, Bo?
Okudah doesn't play, so they blanket Jefferson, and Hawkinson goes ape shit on us.
Here's another +5 to James Burgess right here. Watching the cheese melt and indeed a joy. It's Gruyere without paying $18 a pound.
Hey, James. Oopa, motherfucker. Flaming cheese in Greektown. Now we're talking.
The line changed. Yes. The line to start the season was 1 point favorite for the Lions over a 10-win team when the Lions are 5-7. Yet, the line moved to 2.5-point favorites. Why? The injuries to the Minnesota secondary. Preston Smith has been sick all week. Zadarius Smith. And also, who's the other linebacker that's out right now? Isn't Kendricks out?
Oh, Kendricks is out? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that basically tilts everything in our favor. If Kendricks is out, their defense is fucked.
That being said, don't bet on the Lions.
No, if you're going to bet on anything, it's the over-under and the prop bets. Don't bet on the team.
I think it's probably a shootout.
In all actuality, I was listening to ESPN, and their betting specialist came on to, what's the one that comes on at 6 o'clock? Colton and Carlton or whatever, or Chris and Carlton. That's what it was. He actually said he's taking the Lions. He's taking the over because the Lions offense is more potent than the Minnesota offense this year.
More 30-point games than any team in the league. What's the over-under?
Over-under is 53 points.
That's it?
Yep.
53.
Yeah. So
that I might have to bet.
Wife didn't drag me to the bar, so I pre-gamed for nothing. Hey, pre-gaming is never nothing, as long as you're watching about Lions podcasting.
Right?
Yeah, Bo, shouldn't you go to the bar and leave the wife at home? I mean, isn't that standard procedure?
No.
I mean, I'm not married, but I
if
would
you're-
normally say that that's
old
standard.
Happy
procedure.
wife, happy life when you are married.
wife-
Trust me.
If
And
you're
women are
old
more
and
happy at
married,
home.
it's a win when you don't have to go to the bar.
If only the cowgirls hadn't let the Fudge Packers come back, I'd be in seventh heaven. LOL. By the way, the only part. Oh, now that the Vikings have 10 wins, I have 2 parts of my parlay that could be cashed out if I only did a 2-part parlay. Minnesota hit their 10. Packers cannot hit 11 because they already have 8 losses. 2 more wins for the Lions. That's over the 6.5. We need 2 more losses for the Bears, and I think it's almost guaranteed they're going to have 2 more losses. And my $50 gets me $780.
JB, let me ask you a question real quick. What do you think about the Vikings' worst wide receiver guaranteeing a win?
Oh, Rieger.
I think that just added a lot of fuel to the fire because they've been doing nothing about talking about it on every Detroit sports network I've listened to. ESPN even brought it up. Who the hell is Jalen Rieger and why the hell is he talking crap? Is what they said.
Is there
what has the guy done to be able to talk crap?
Be a first round bust?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Right.
Well, what he is going to do is get his ass run over by Deshaun Elliott and get his balls stripped out of him.
I don't want
the fuck out.
Over. I want him to go 1-on-1 with Rodrigo.
Yeah, you know what I want to see? I want to see Delvin Cook get hip tossed like Jason Kelsey by Rodrigo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even about it. It's past time. Delvin Cook doesn't finish this game.
Yeah.
You know what? He didn't finish the last game.
Nope.
So
He did not.
And it wasn't Rodrigo. Who was it? It wasn't Hutch. It was Pittman, wasn't it? It was Pittman. Wasn't it Pittman?
Yeah, it was Pittman. I think he forced Delvin to fumble on that play.
Yeah,
too,
that was when we got that fumble. That was Hutch's first recovery, right?
Yes, it was. I was there.
Oh, that list of national foot. Come on.
First round bust with a big mouth. One of Philly's best moves in an offseason, which Philly did great, was losing Rager and getting
first round bust. Yep, one of Philly's best moves in an offseason in which Philly did great was losing Rieger and getting something for the loser. Absolutely. James Burgess says, "Damn, drinks on Jeremy."
That's what I was thinking.
Green Bay is moving to Mackinac. Green Bay is moving to Mackinac Island. Will be now known as the Fudge Packers.
That would be the greatest thing ever.
It would be.
The Packers relocate to Mackinac Island. Well, half their fans are Upper Peninsula fans anyway, so fuck
Lion King, the over-under for the Lions was 6.5 wins, so they have to win 7 for me to cash out. If they get one more win and a tie, that's a push. So I need 2 wins. And the Bears have 9 losses. So if they have to lose 2, right? They have to have 11 losses to not get over 6 wins, right?
You'll get it.
So I was looking at streaks or last 5 or whatever. So by my calculations, the Lions are no worse than the 3rd hottest team in the NFL right now because the Bengals are on a 4-game win streak. The Niners are on a 5-game win streak, and we're 4-1 in our last 5.
Absolutely. And the only other team that's even close to that is the Bengals, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bengals 4 in a row.
I wonder how good San Francisco does with Brock Purdy as the new starting quarterback.
Now, Mr. Irrelevant actually looked very relevant in that game.
Oh, shit.
It's the same offense. Like, it's not predicated on the quarterback.
No. And Brock Purdy was a decent game manager at Iowa State. And that's exactly what Jimmy Garoppolo is. They never should have drafted Trey Lance. As much as I hate to say it, they never should have.
I don't hate to say it. I know they shouldn't have. I don't know what the fuck Tom Lynch was thinking.
Lance is an animal.
Lance may be an animal, but he doesn't fit the Kyle Shanahan offense.
No, he don't.
And he's injured. He's a running quarterback. He's going to get injured. He came from a small school. He's going to get injured.
He's most
mobile quarterbacks are
he's
injury
a better
based.
passer, but I don't know. It hasn't translated yet. He's always been a better passer than he has a runner.
And not only are they 4 straight, they are actually 6-1 in their last 7 games. The Bengals are. And James Burgess says they don't call him Big Cock Brock for nothing.
Well, it's better than Purdy.
That's better than Big Dick Nick. I like
cock.
it.
I mean, it's more than Purdy cock. I mean, of course, San Francisco. So
that being said, Big Dan, what are your keys to the game for a win on Sunday?
Pressure the shit out of Kirk Cousins, bracket Justin Jefferson, slow him down again, and just keep this offense rolling like we've been doing the last couple weeks, and we'll beat them. We're winning this game Sunday.
DC?
Punch him in the fucking throat. Knock the shit out of Jefferson, Okudah or not. Knock the shit out of Jefferson. Knock the shit out of Cook, knock the shit out of Cousins, and put the game on their defense. And watch their defense not be able to hold it.
Killa?
Just kick the shit out of Cousins, turn him into a bitch. That's all you hold.
Okay, Dom, what's your keys to the win on Sunday?
It's whether or not Okudah plays. If Okudah doesn't play, I don't think we're winning.
Nah.
Here's what I think. If you don't give Cousins time to throw, it doesn't matter who's in at secondary. Blitz. If it's a passing down, you got to have Hutch and Pascal going because every time Hutch gets double teamed, Pascal gets in there. When he doesn't get in, Houston gets in there. When he doesn't get in, Comiskey gets in there. That's been their game plan ever since Aubrey Pleasant left. They simplified this. They said, "Hey, if you're in man coverage, cover your guy. That's all you got to do. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Just cover your guy." They simplified the defense since Aubrey Pleasant left. Aubrey Pleasant had the secondary doing so much shit they were confused. I've heard this in an interview, not with Okudah, but with Amani Oruwariye when he was on 97 won the ticket one night with the guy that comes on at 6. The one that isn't... Oh, Woj.
Oh, yeah, the drunk.
He may be the drunk, but he's actually the only one that doesn't hate the Lions every other sentence he speaks. And he said tonight that this game this week is the Lions Super Bowl. It is whether or not they can do it against a big team.
Or generally a couple keys, which are the same keys since football.
Ground and pound.
Run the ball, win the turnover battle.
Yep. And so far, we've been doing that for most of the season.
Yep.
We are averaging. Last year, we averaged 100. What was it? What did we come up with? 110.3 yards per game last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what we're averaging this year?
Like 130? No.
127.8.
Nice.
You know what else? Our run defense, if you take away mobile quarterbacks, because I did this last year too. Last year, our defense, running back wise, was 20th. Remember, I told you that. Just against running backs, we were 20th. You know what we are this year after the last couple of games and it adjusted for the running backs?
Easily 10.
13th.
Yeah, I was
13th overall. Guess what?
Shut down some good running backs.
We shut down Zeke. We couldn't shut down Pollard, but we did shut down Zeke. We shut down Cook. He didn't get 100 yards. Madison didn't get 100 yards. It was between the two of them.
Fuck down Saquon
David.
Barkley.
We shut
Jones
Montgomery and Herbert. We shut down Montgomery and Herbert too. It was Fields that killed us. Same with Philly. It was Hurts that killed us. Mobile QBs are killing us. The only mobile QB that hasn't killed us has been Kyler Murray. Why?
Because he's Kyler Murray.
No. because we ran the wide 9 defense, which doesn't need a spy. You reverse the pocket.
9.
Yeah, it's a 3-4 defense, but you play it as a wide 9. The only guys you have in coverage are the 2 middle linebackers, even though neither one of them should have been in coverage last year. It worked.
And Jeremy, also don't forget McNeil. When they don't account for McNeil, he causes holy hell chaos.
Man,
It is a
McNeil,
monster.
McNeil is when they don't pay attention to him and they leave McNeil one-on-one. If you don't put 2 people on McNeil, he's going to fuck up everything.
I'm surprised no one mentioned Hawkinson. He could be the X factor.
No, I did.
The X factor? No.
Hawk's going to get triple teamed any game. I mean,
we should have an opportunity to get plenty of pressure because I hear that Christian Darrisaw is out for that.
And James Burgess had a good question here. Jefferson could be held in check, but physical early to jam his route is kind of key with that dude. Once he gets going, he's a nasty piece of work. And he did name somebody that I named for doing that. It's the same one who did it last year, Ife Melifonwu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone knock Jefferson into next week if he has a chance.
I don't know if he can.
Everyone will fuck him up.
Sure as hell getting physical enough to mess with him.
No, all you need to do is hit him.
Yeah, who can be as physical as Okudah was earlier this year, if he is our best guess. But I think Okudah will end up playing. I just think they kept him out of practice and away from the team to keep people from getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okudah's a baller. He's not going to go out just because he has a runny nose. Fuck that. Okudah is going to play.
Oh, no doubt.
And Hawk will be wanting to get a piece of us. That's true. But better him getting targets than JJ.
Well, just because he's on my fantasy team.
Who, Hawk?
Yeah.
It was
other than that,
20.
Fuck that. I mean,
has he gotten you more other than the Seahawks game and the other game that he had good with us? Has he gotten you any fantasy value whatsoever?
Nope. I just don't have anything better to put in there.
No, I have him on my team. He hasn't gotten me anything. He's been making me lose.
Right, because the week of the Seahawks, he had 26 points, and unfortunately, the guy that I played against had him.
Hey, JB, I got sent a score prediction. One of our friends, Eric, he said 44-20 with the line win.
I saw that in the Facebook notification.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Did it pop up?
Yeah, it popped up on my computer. I didn't pop it up, but I saw it.
Thing to you, I'm assuming.
Lion King says Okudah. They need to run Okudah out on the field using portable oxygen if necessary. Well, he's the only guy fast enough to cover him deep. He's the only one of our corners that has that 4.3, 4.4-ish speed.
And he's good enough to defend.
And he's tall enough.
And he's physical enough to get physical with him as well. I mean,
well, it's time for me to do the pay the bills things. I want to give shout outs to my sponsor, A1 Tire and Auto Repair and TNT Auto Sales, located in Cucaulin on Old Cucaulin Road. The A1 Tire on Broadway in Bay City, and the one where I work, A1 Tire on Genesee Street in Saginaw. Great used tires at a great price and great prices on new tires. Detroit Dom can attest to it because he came there and got both. That being said, also to Mad Lab Custom Creation, Dan Leonard's Facebook page, because he has some great stuff that you can get in through breaks, and he also does a great job on custom paint jobs, as Brendan can tell you about.
He does outstanding work. I've never been upset with anything that he's done for me.
Since being traded to Minnesota, anyway? Here's Hawk's numbers: 9 catches for 70 yards, 7 for 45, 5 for 34, 5 for 43 in the touchdown, 4 for 33.
So, and Quinn Cook, your bro asked my question with Romeo back. How will we use him? John Pascal, Hutch, and Houston. He will be a situational pass rusher. He'll be coming in whenever somebody gets tired. He will get, what's up, Quinn? He will be getting his snaps, probably 10 to 15 throughout the game, because it is his first game back and he's not in game shape yet.
He's going to be extremely rusty, Jeremy. he's gonna be struggling.
He better be coming in with
Houston
his
was
balls
added
on
to
fire.
Houston has been added to the active roster. He's not going anywhere. The guy that'll be going back to the practice squad, it'll probably be Pittman or Board. Either one of them, because those are our two lowest defenders over the last 5 weeks. Chris Board
more.
Chris Board had a 40.6 PFF over the last 5 weeks, and Anthony Pittman had a 34.2. Those are the only two players below 50 PFF.
Greg Rice always posts the PFF numbers on like Mondays, and Board is always at the bottom.
Yeah, Board and Pittman. It's those two at the bottom every damn time. Thoughts on using Williams as a gunner, JB? I don't know if they're going to. They might be doing that in practice just to get people to think they're going to be doing it.
He did it.
This is a fake punt. Why the fuck is anyone going to use him as a gunner?
He did it.
If anything,
strictly to place the ball down towards the end zone.
And one player who was a free agent that I want back for depth is Bugs. Yes, I agree. I believe he earned his prove it deal to be back on the team, but I still think we need.
Injured?
Nah, he missed one game, I think, maybe two tops. No, he's back in.
He went out last, but he came back in.
Yeah, he came back in.
For probably like 6 plays.
I still think the biggest need on the defense is two key positions: a quality starting middle linebacker, and also a dominant defensive tackle to pair up with Lee McNeil. We don't have a dominant one.
JB, one of our biggest needs is defensive back.
And the CB2 position.
Yes.
You got Okudah for the one.
We need to get Okudah some help, man.
Yeah, we need to get Okudah. That way we're not just cutting the field in half. We're cutting down the whole field.
I think Breland Porter and Okudah at both corners. It's going to be old school Raiders football.
Porter.
Two of them at cornerback.
Man, honest, I love Porter, but I don't even think he's the best one.
Here's the three. Here's the three that I'll say. And Killicook, you ask me if I'm right. Either Porter, Cam Smith, or Devin Witherspoon.
I like Smith a lot, but I think he's gonna strictly be locked to being on slot guys because of his size.
Okay, but do you admit that those three are the good ones?
They're definitely good, yeah, but you've got to put Forbes in there over Smith, in my opinion.
Okay, you'll have to send me something on Forbes.
If you're talking about people who can just go in there and lock down anyone, it's definitely Porter, Forbes, and Witherspoon. If you're talking about the top 3 most talented, then it's obviously Porter, Cam Smith, and Witherspoon. Or no,
by the way,
I'd have it Forbes over Witherspoon as well.
By the way, people, with that Rams win, we only fell to 4. We only lost 1 spot. Who's the team ahead of us? The Broncos.
No.
So the Seahawks pick
is
what I'm talking about. So the order right now is Texans, Chicago, Seahawks, then the Lions. So at the top of the draft, I don't know if they go quarterback because for some reason Houston still loves Davis Mills, even though they benched him 1 game. They may stick with them another year, but I think they're going to go quarterback.
Honestly, JB, I don't think we're going to have a chance at Carter or Will Anderson. Is probably going to end up being Miles Murphy.
I think Will Anderson's going to end up going to Chicago.
Sadly.
And I think Seahawks are going to take a QB.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly,
I see Stroud or Young going there, or possibly Levis.
No, I think Seattle's going to pull the biggest reach of the year and actually take Anthony Richardson.
Oh, wow.
I honestly think they're going to do it. They're in love with the guy.
That being said, why not get both Carter and Anderson? Because we don't have the 1 and 2 picks.
Honestly,
I'm not wrong, am I? Am I wrong in saying that?
Carter goes 2.
I don't care. Trade that fucking Rams pick. Jesus Christ, get out of that top 5 slot.
No. If we can get Jalen Carter at 4, I'm all in.
We still got to sign all these people.
I would love Jalen Carter at 4.
I'd put it probably like a 10% chance that even happens.
25.
Okay,
there's 4 teams. There's only 4 teams. It's not a 10% chance. It's a 25% chance. It's a 1 in 4 chance we get Carter.
That's fair. Like I said, I can't argue with that.
I mean, the math is right there, Killicook.
Somebody taking a QB at the top.
I can't argue with that.
I mean, yeah, trade out of the 3, even if it's just down a couple slots.
If Carter's there, you don't.
Hey, Brendan Carter, Trenton Simpson, or Noah Sewell?
Simpson.
Okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second. I have to use the restroom.
Sewell, he hasn't been wrapping up lately. He's just been kind of trying to shoulder check people. I don't know if he's trying to avoid injury or whatnot, but he hasn't. I mean, it's pathetic. He's a 250-pound linebacker, and he refuses to wrap up and actually hit.
Simpson, that linebacker from Clemson, is going to be this year's Isaiah Simmons. Remember, everyone wanted him that one draft.
Yeah, but he's a better linebacker.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can play linebacker. He can play safety. He can. I've even seen him.
I still say that's not a good thing
on the line.
There's one player I want.
We'll have to see. I mean, one thing playing in college is another thing of manning up and playing in the pros and being evil.
Killa, Nolan Smith or Tyree Wilson?
Wilson.
Okay.
Wilson.
All right. Carter and Anderson will both be gone by 6. The Lions' own pick will be around. We don't have the 6th pick right now. We have the 4th.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of 4 and 8 teams that play on Sunday, though, JB.
And with the Rams pick, heard Houston wants to trade down. Yeah, they want to trade down because they don't want a quarterback. And if they trade down, they're going to get somebody to go quarterback.
Carolina.
And Ken Ballrick +1 there, Ken. He ain't going to be all that on Sundays if he can't do it in Ann Arbor on Saturdays. Hell, he couldn't beat Ann Arbor in Columbus on Saturday. But that being said, guys, I think it's time to call it a night. It's been a great show. I want to spend time with the family before we all go to bed. So thank you for tuning in to Kneecap Bite with Smokin' Jeremy B. Thank you to my guests, Big Dan, DC8091, Killa Cook, Quinn Cook, and Hanukkah Harry, Detroit Dom. I'm going to end it the way I always do. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. This has been Kneecap Biting with Smokin' Jeremy B. Good evening and good night.
Hang on.